My name is Maria Mangan and this is another video in the series Improve Your Listening Skills. Today, as you can see, I'm in Dublin and we're going to talk about 10 interesting things that you might not know about Ireland's capital city. Don't forget, at the end of the video there is the question time section where we'll give you some questions about the video so you can put your listening skills to the test. If you like our content, don't forget to like the video, share with your friends, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Let's get started. Did you know that Dublin is a Viking city, or it was a Viking city? Back in 841, the Vikings sailed up the River Liffey and parked or moored their boats in this lake over here, which at the time was black, so they called it the Black Lake. Of course, very original. In Old Viking, that's Dyflin. In Old Irish, that's Dublin. And of course, then today, Dublin. They populated the area surrounding Dublin as well, and I was born in this area, so maybe I have some Viking blood too. What do you think? So everybody has the idea that when a Viking dies, you put him on a ship, set it on fire, push it out to sea. Well, that wasn't always the case. In fact, the Vikings often buried their dead. And in Dublin, we happen to have the largest Viking burial site outside of Scandinavia in these areas here known as Island Bridge, Kilmainham, and also in the Phoenix Park itself. Did you know that you can travel through Dublin by boat? Thanks to two canals that come into Dublin from other parts of the country, the Grand Canal and the Royal Canal. The canals use a system called locks. So this is very similar or the same as the system that they would use for the Panama Canal, where in order to move to a higher level or a lower level in the canal, you have these closed areas where the water will go down or go up depending on what you need. So don't be surprised if you're wandering around Dublin to come across a canal with boats that are moving up and down, and also the numerous houseboats. Plenty of people live on the canal, and there is an area right in the centre of Dublin called Grand Canal Dock, where people moor their boats on a more permanent basis and actually live there all year. Here I am outside one of the iconic gates of the Guinness factory. Did you know that in 1759, when Arthur Guinness signed the lease on the property, he signed for 9,000 years and the annual rent was £45. Even today, what a business. Now it's still £45, the equivalent of €50. In 10 years it will be €50 a year, and in 300 years it will be €50 a year. Pretty good businessman, I would say. Here I am in the Phoenix Park, and behind me you can see the deer who call the Phoenix Park their home. The park was created in the 17th century purely as a hunting ground for deer. It was a royal park, it was completely private, and the deer were imported from England. The park became public in the 17th century, almost 100 years later, and while the park became public, the deer stayed on, although it became illegal to hunt them. The deer that you can find in the park today are direct descendants of those that were imported in the 17th century, and it's not unusual for them to walk through the middle of a football match or to interrupt your picnic because they're hungry. Welcome to question time. Let's put your listening skills to the test with question 1. When did the Vikings sail up the River Liffey? Question 2. Name the two canals in Dublin. Question 3. When was Guinness founded? Question 4. How much is the annual rent for the Guinness factory? And question 5. When was the Phoenix Park created? We hope you enjoyed this week's video. You'll find the answers for your questions below in the comments section. If you like the content, of course, make sure that you subscribe, and see you next time.